Okay. Hello, everybody. We are actually living in living color on this thing called life. As you all can see, we are actually guestless at this very moment. He was unfortunately delayed, yes, and so he is actually en route. But the cool part is we have our phenomenal engineer here, Steve.
Hey, hey.
Yay, yay. Man, when I tell you all, what we can do is we can start our preliminary thank yous for
Yes.
the anniversary.
Yes. First of all, I want to thank you.
Me?
Yes, for keeping everything flowing, for keeping the
Didn't he
vibes,
though?
keeping everything upbeat.
Didn't he though?
Thank you.
Didn't he
You're
though?
welcome.
He kept that groove rolling, and even when it was time to clean up, he crunked the music up. And he kept us moving and going until we got everything done. If you ever need someone to handle your music needs, trust me when I say that's who you want.
I travel too, so wherever you at.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So you got the intro, sister, or do?
It's queuing up now. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to this thing called life. Unfortunately, we've been MIA. I was very, for those who don't know, I have a chronic illness. And so last week I was down. I was actually unable to leave our house to be here. So unfortunately, that meant that we could not broadcast last week. I thank everyone who checked in on us, who checked in on me. I just wanted to make sure that we were cool. The week previous, we had our anniversary party prep. I want to thank everyone who was a part of it, near and far. Those who were, even those who could only be here in spirit. I want to just thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I know my sister thanks you. She will speak in just a moment. But this is just my personal thank you. I know the weather played a part. I know that there were some last minute changes. I know that, this thing called life happens. And so there were people who said that they would be there. There are people who wanted to be a part of our celebration who were unable. And I'm going to tell you, I have no hard feelings. I am abundantly blessed and joyful for those who were able to come and join us. And then, like I said, it was a beautiful thing, and we had a really, really, really good time. So I do want to just thank you. I want to give a few shouts out. So I want to say thank you again to our wonderful DJ, engineer, producer, Mo Hype,
Yay, yay.
because he had us covered. I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you to the fabulous, fabulous, fabulous Miss Urban.
Yes.
That is my heart. That's my boo, y'all. That lady right there. That's my heart. I want to thank the lovely, lovely, lovely Miss Mills for joining us. I not only did she speak, hey
my
black
God.
girl,
Oh my God.
it was just a beautiful thing, and it was just just the whole beautiful empowerment of it all. I want to thank the absolutely gorgeous Ty Clark. Did you see her in person? Oh my God.
Goodness.
I
Yes.
was just like, oh, she's so pretty. Like, I'm going to run away. But I'm going to come back because I want to look at the makeup. But, oh, she's so pretty.
She's absolutely beautiful.
She
And
is.
I am thankful to the individual that connected us to her.
Yes, our sister, Miss Sparkling Sapphire. If you're listening, my love, we miss you. And it was good to thank you for the connect. Just absolutely, positively thank you.
I cannot wait to use her stuff.
Yes, and we're gonna order this week, I think. I also want to. Who are some? What was it? Harmonious Insight.
Oh.
I took a bath with that. OMG! Like, it's fabulous. The lip scrub is fabulous. Everything is absolutely fabulous.
Really?
Absolutely loved it. Miss Aisha, I always mess her name up, Miss Hambrick, because you know she is the bomb.com with her minks, and she was just absolutely phenomenal.
And her custom lip line.
Yes, A Million Kisses. Ah, I love it. That blue she had on was absolutely
Wasn't
fabulous.
it?
Oh my
The
goodness.
sparkle in it?
All of hers have like they have that, but they don't like transfer. But
Right.
you know her colors are custom made.
Right.
And she even has some fruits, some fruit flavors. Well, I don't know if they're all fruits, but she has some flavors now that she can add to the lip glosses. And who else? Kim.
People are still talking about that.
People
fragrance.
are still talking. Kim. Okay, so y'all got to taste my favorite chicken salad hats because those are my favorites. And she knows those are my favorites. Unfortunately, she makes them and then I try to eat them all. So she knows those are my favorites. The cake truffles were absolutely phenomenal. We have someone who's trying to sneak in on us. Come on in. So yeah, so we had an absolutely phenomenal time. Is there anybody I'm missing?
We had.
I know Beverly came, she sang, and she's had the beautiful voice. And she came and shared with us.
We had. Okay, her.
Right.
The wine. Our vegan wine.
Oh my
Our
goodness.
vegan wine.
Sip and share. Thank you. Nicole Kearney is the founder of Sip and Share Winery, and I'm going to tell you, they have this, okay, y'all know that we do the red wines here. Our guest has joined us, so I'm going to have to cut this short. Y'all know we do the red wines. They have and I prefer a sweet red or like a red blend or whatever, a soft red. They had one that was a little sweeter, and I think it was called Love. But they have this one that I had to buy a bottle of, and I'm probably going to order some more of that this week too. Okay. It is called Healing. And when I tell you, it is relaxation. It is comfort. It is peace in a glass.
Yeah.
It is
actually
absolutely, positively phenomenal. Hey Kim, we were just talking about you and your food, boo. People are still talking about that food.
Yes, they are.
So when I say that it was all absolutely positively phenomenal, and it was just everything was great. Everything was absolutely great. Thank you. So I had an absolute ball, and again, I just want to thank everyone. Chris Smith was there. I know that he does marketing, and he's one of our soon to be business partner. We do some networking together, and we're going to do a few other really big things. Also, Bo Peoples. Bo is my heart. That is my comrade in arms. Because there was also an event on Friday. There was a very adult event on Friday. And so we had some wonderful people who partook and who were there and who were a part of that with us as well. And I just want to say thank you. I don't want to call anybody by name because I don't want to put anybody else's business out there. But I just want to say thank you for those who traveled to join us, those who were here who joined us, those who stuck it out even when things got delayed and were falling behind. So I just want to thank everybody for the love. I want to thank everyone for the participation, for the commitment. I want to thank Bender. I know you were not able to be here in person, but you were here in spirit, and I talked to you and vibed with you all throughout the evening. So on that note, I'm done. But thank you, everybody. And our guest is here, so we're going to let him introduce himself and talk a little bit about what it is that he does and he's involved with, and we're going to just dive right in.
All right. Easy. How are you guys doing?
We're
doing
doing great.
Doing well. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Nice to meet you face to face. Can I get a flyer, please?
Sure.
That way I can actually show everyone what you've got going on. There you are, sis. Okay, if you would be so kind and actually introduce yourself, speak into the mic for us.
Absolutely. I'm Brian Carter, and I am the director of Dads Incorporated here in Indianapolis. we don't mind traveling, so we can say Indiana. And I work with the Dads program. Dads Inc. is all about promoting dads and men that are in father figure positions, and really promoting positivity. Really wanting the men to interact with their children as much as possible. And so we do different programs that kind of promote that, different activities that promote that. I do a Nurturing Fathers class in the prison system, and it's all about building up dads to be the best dads they can be. So when they get out, they have a plan. You know, a man without a plan is a terrible thing. So we work on that plan, and we just deal with those issues that, you know, everybody's got daddy issues. Everybody. It doesn't matter if you grew up in the Obama home. Everybody's got dad issues. So we work through that because we really want our kids to not have to suffer, because we're still suffering from something that happened way back when we were a kid. And so we do that Nurturing Fathers class. It's really great. We also go into the jails, and we do a safe tots. So we talk about how to keep your kids safe. You know, we as men tend to act like, you know, we're the ultimate guardian and we know exactly what to do, but sometimes we need to be refreshed on what to do. And so it's important that we chop it up as men and make sure that we're doing the best. There's a phrase out there that's called looking out for me and mine. And actually it's very backwards, because if you look out for you and then yours, a lot of time the yours, which means your children, your family, they don't get covered because you're still working on you. And so we like to switch that up. We like to switch the thinking up and say, we're going to look out for mine and then me. And so we promote that. We promote safe sleep. We know that, of course, there's a lot of zip codes here in Indianapolis where infant mortality is happening in our community.
Yeah.
And so when men are in charge, the men of the house are in charge and have information on how to lay the baby down, how not to shake a child when you get frustrated, you know, then that empowers us. That empowers our families, that builds our community, and makes a better Indianapolis, a better nation. So we promote that. We also go into the school system and do what we're promoting today, which is All Pro Dads. And All Pro Dads is a thing, of course, Tony Dungy got started, you know. Remember when he was coach?
Yes.
We were winning. They were winning back then,
Yes,
huh?
yes.
Okay. So he started it because he was passionate about being involved in his children's education. And I'll just give you all a scenario. Think about when we were in school. When we were in school, and I got gray hair. I don't see no gray hair on y'all, so y'all good. But
Look, he's not looking closely.
Yours
Thanks
is
for
wrapped
not
up in
looking.
mine.
I was about to say thank you for not
Everything you
looking
see has
closely.
spread,
Good
okay?
so back when we were in school, think about it. Who were the men in the school? What were the men that were in the school? Usually maybe had a man principal. You had a man gym teacher / coach. And then you usually had a man with a mop.
Well, then we also had chemistry.
You were good.
We
Shop.
had
Shop teacher.
Shop.
We had
Yeah.
chemistry.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
had,
So
Because they kept trying to put me out.
yeah.
Like, they literally tried to
Yeah.
remove me from
Oh
their
my God.
classes.
Well, my shop teacher had he would carve the paddles. So that shows you how old I was,
Whoa, you
how
know.
old I am. So we didn't
You
like
say
him
you
too
about
much.
40?
Sure. 10 years ago, I was 40. So when you look at that, if any other man came to the school, it was one of these situations. Oh, you in trouble.
Right.
Your daddy is
Now
coming
see,
to get
if
you.
you're exactly right.
And we want to erase that. Of course, we want more men involved in it, being teachers and all that. As a matter of fact, my son's a teacher.
Wonderful.
He's a teacher at the Excel Center over in the Meadows.
Bless
And he's in his
yeah.
third year. He loves it,
The Excel Center is phenomenal.
It really is good.
It is a phenomenal service
I'm
for.
so grateful for
It
the
is-
Excel Center. 'cause
yeah,
they
it
do
is a phenomenal
daycare, they
service,
do all
yeah.
kinds of stuff. So, we're making strides in that. We're actually getting men in early education, which is very important too.
Yeah, we have
You know.
an adopted brother that is. I think he teaches what, fourth grade, Alvin?
Yeah.
I think it's fourth
Which is
grade.
great.
Yeah,
And I mean, really, we're trying to get them in the preschools.
which would be great.
Yes, because, a well-rounded presence, men, women, African American, other races. I mean, it just makes a better kid,
It does.
So, statistically, when men are roaming the halls or active in programs and stuff in the school, the violence goes down. So that's a winner to me.
I was about to say, now that's
That to
positive.
me is already a winner. So I'm all about all pro dads. So what we do, I have 8 to 12 schools that I go and do breakfast events, or sometimes we do evening events after school, and we get great turnouts. But I really have been charged for 2019 to make sure that we are bringing it to the community. So we had a West Side community all pro dad breakfast, but we ran into the snow. We had it over at Vanguard Collegiate.
Okay.
And that's like a block over from Long's Donuts over there on Bellevue. Bell Fountain, Bellevue. Not Bell Fountain, but Bellevue. 14th. And so I think they're in the old school.
So is
75
that
or
the
something.
event where I saw the spoken word? You said it
That
was your
was my son,
I have no
yeah.
idea how I ended up seeing his son spoken word at that event, but I think I shared it with you, and both of us were like, "Oh, that
Yeah.
was phenomenal."
Yes. He loves doing stuff. He goes by the poetic name of a scribe. So he's doing well with that and everything, and he
That's
kind of
your
hits the
son?
circuit. Oh, you know him?
I know a script.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
She was like, "I don't know your son, but I know he cried."
It's a small world, then, isn't it?
Well, I follow a lot of the spoken word artists here in the city.
That's
So,
him.
okay.
That's
I don't know
him.
nobody's real name. I don't know.
Yeah. So
my-
he's Malachi Carter, and
Okay.
so he does a great job, and so he did that. And even though it was one of those snowy days where people weren't sure whether they wanted to come out, we still got 45
I was
people
about to
out.
say it was a great turnout based on what I could see from the video.
It was great. We had a great time. So we had a phenomenal speaker. We had, we gave away prizes. The kids really got into it, and we were able to promote that charter school.
What I loved when I saw the video, because I looked at a couple of the other ones as well, in addition to the spoken word, was the fact that you had various cultures represented.
Oh, yeah.
It was not just an African American function.
No. And I mean, even though our co-sponsor was the Black Men's Group, I mean, that school had various races in it. You know
Right.
what I mean? We're not going to exclude anybody, and
Right.
we really want that mixing. It's good for Caucasian kids to see Black men running things.
Positive.
And and that
Yes.
sort of thing. So we just came off of an event that was like that. It was called the training day. It was the mentor MENTOUR training day. And this is the third annual that we had, and it was Black men teaching any young man how to do stuff. How to tie a tie, how to iron, how to stand up straight and enunciate, how to think on their feet. Like we gave them scenarios that were related to
He said how to iron.
how to iron, posture and presentation. We had an etiquette guy out there that was teaching how to, what fork is yours, what cup is yours, what glass is yours. I need help with that from time to time. I get my hand spanked like, nope, that's not yours. So teaching young men, we had a Microsoft robotics out there. We had a station that was with fitness and dealing with boxing and fitness. We had a tool station. It was really great, so we like to duplicate that and do that on different sides of town, to do it even at the juvenile center. And that's the Black Men group. So Dads Inc. is part of the Black Men's group.
Gotcha.
And we're just about that positivity, Black men doing positive things in the community. But this event, which is this Saturday, is do you all know that tomorrow's National Cereal Day?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah. See, I got my Cocoa Puffs, y'all.
I
know she was jacking for those.
The girls in our house
Yeah.
will rob you for that box. They'd be
Oh
like,
my gosh,
we need this.
It's like, thank you.
Thank you.
So my goal is I want 20 different cereals at our event, which is the East Side All Pro Dads National Cereal Day Community Breakfast. That's a mouthful, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's okay.
Yeah. So, Dads Inc. and IMPD are, we're sponsoring this event.
Okay.
And so IMPD, the JTV Hill Center, which is on 18th and Columbia Avenue, not too far off of College, not too far off of Andrew J. Brown, they have the PAL Club inside that JTV Hill Center. And so they're already doing some phenomenal things with young people on that side of town, Martindale, Brightwood area, whole east side.
Okay.
And we just wanted to team up with them and do this event in their gym. So we're doing it. It's this coming Saturday, March 9th. It starts at 10. It ends at 11:30. We're going to have a great time. Cereal.
So you all are getting the kids hyped up on sugar.
I don't mind it either. It's Saturday.
And so what are you all going to do to allow them to burn some of that sugar off?
They can't come home. No, they can't come home.
They could go home and or they could do some chores around the house, whatever they want to do. I'm like
climbing the wall
I'm
like
about having
Spider-Man.
fun. Now, of course, my kids are grown.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
I don't have any grandkids, so I like
So this is
hyping
your outlet.
kids up and just
Sending them back home.
See, you know what?
That's what Mama does.
Hype them up on the sugar, and
Yeah.
so when they
Send them
come
back
back acting like they're Spider-Man, sticking to the walls.
Be like, why is the child stuck to the ceiling? Okay, so one of the things that I want to touch on, because what you just said really caught my attention, because there's so much negativity in the media, in our hearts, in the community itself. So let's talk a little bit about the partnership with IMPD.
You know what? A lot of times people want to instantly just jump on IMPD and say they're no good, they're this and that. But do you have a lawyer friend?
Yeah, they crooked too.
See,
I am not going.
I'm sorry, I have some who are not.
Do you have a doctor friend?
I do.
Do you have a nurse friend?
I have several of those.
Do you have a friend in the school system?
Yes, we do.
Do you have a preacher friend?
She does.
Anybody spiritual? Anybody? Oh Lord, y'all are killing me.
She does.
Do you have hookups in all kinds of different areas?
We
Okay,
do.
we have very vast network.
right.
We do.
So why don't you have an IMPD friend?
Well, because
didn't-
I just moved here.
Okay,
Okay,
but you
and
need one.
I didn't say I did not have friends within IMPD.
And that's what I'm saying. These
I did not say that.
the PAL Club is pals to the neighborhood. Okay, these officers aren't, the ones that are the gun toters. You know what I mean? They're the liaisons, as a matter of fact. What they like to do is, before the kids get in trouble, is guide them through sports and activities. And I mean, they're taking them to play intramural basketball at the Pacers.
So they're establishing
facility.
real relationships.
Real relationships.
They're not doing the
They've
let's
had
do the
boxing
photo.
clubs.
Let's not do
Oh,
the photo
no
ops.
fake
It's
stuff.
called we're in
It-
the trenches when no cameras are there.
When the Black Expo, or maybe it was Circle City Classic, had the parade, they had like troops of our kids doing activities, marching in the parade. I mean, good stuff. So, I mean, I'm not selling this for nothing. This is really real people. I can count 5 officers that is just like, they're real good guys, And then we just heard about, that they're offering a higher salary now, and they're, of course, always been asking for African American, males and females to come join the force. Do you know why? The whole purpose is so people like us are policing our community. There are crimes that are being solved because there's trusted police officers out there that people can talk to.
Those relationships
Those
make all the
relations-
difference in the world.
totally.
But see, that goes back to the situation where, snitches end up in ditches and no one wants to talk until it hits their family.
I'd say this, and I've tried to really talk to young people about this because, I go to the juvenile and different things like that.
Yes, sir.
If somebody steps on my foot, I need to say ouch.
Right.
If somebody is messing with my property and don't care, and even if they're my skin color, I need to say something because I can't do a vigilante policing. I know the streets tries to pretend like we'll handle our
But
own
they don't
and
do
everything.
crap.
They do not.
They don't.
They don't. And then therefore our community goes down, people move away, our properties go down. Do you wonder why they're not building anything on the east side?
No. I don't wonder because one, we don't take care of what was already there.
You heard about the guy
And
that's got the grocery store, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
What happened? They robbed him.
Are you serious?
Oh, I'm
Right
dead
after he
serious.
opened.
What?
You know,
Right, I think wasn't it like about a week or 2 after he opened, they vandalized his place.
Yeah. So
And it took a lot of volunteers and things of that
get him
nature
back up to
to
speed.
kind of get him back up on his feet.
and the thing of it is that we need to say ouch when that happens. Somebody does that, we need to say ouch, So I'm all about teaming up.
Adults need to stop being afraid of children.
Absolutely. And that's where Dad's In comes into place. When you know the ages and stages of your children, what they're going through, and when
Right.
you are really in charge of their circle and what they're doing and how they're growing, who they're hanging out with, and that sort of thing, and not leaving it to guessing, or you're working so much that you don't know where your kids are at,
Right,
that's not good parenting.
right. And I will say this, one thing that I really respect about, and I understand now more that I'm an adult, and we talked about it on one of our last shows, was the fact that my parents were like, no, you're not going to XYZ's house.
Yeah.
It's not
No
anything,
spending the
it's
night.
not nothing
We don't
against that
know.
child. But they were aware of certain activities that they did not want me around.
Right.
And once I got older, I began to understand, like in one situation, I wasn't aware of it, but I was able to go to a friend's house until a certain relative was released from prison. Unbeknownst to me, that relative was a pedophile.
Right.
So it was like, so I've been going down there, so why can't I go now? But my parents being who they were like, well, some things have changed, so you aren't, you don't need, you're not permitted to go. Now she can come to our house anytime, but you cannot go.
And you had your lip
there.
out for a while.
I did.
But because
did.
of the immaturity and
And
your
the-
impulsivity,
Right.
you want it now.
Right.
And
And see, and as an adult now, I'm understanding more that sometimes when mom, dad, guardian, says no, it's not that there's something wrong with what you want to do,
right.
where you want to go, or even who you want to go with. But there are a lot of times adults get unctions. that intuition kicks in.
Yeah.
And it could be something as simple as one time I wanted to go out with some friends. We were just gonna go eat. But that particular, we had gone several times. But
Something
this
happened, didn't it?
particular night,
Yeah.
my mom was like, "Babe, no, not
I think you
tonight,
should go.
not tonight." And I'm like, "But mom, no, not tonight,
Everybody
Meechie.
gonna be there.
Not tonight, Meech." And there was a car accident that night. And fortunately, no, a couple of the people in the car was hurt, but the police officers, they told them, had there been an additional person in this vehicle, whoever would have been right there at the point of impact would have died.
Yeah.
So there's no telling who would have ended up being the one
One
actually
like
at
that.
in that position.
Yeah.
But because I didn't go, no one lost their lives.
And this is built on trust.
Right.
You know, kids aren't always going to be happy with our decisions, but if we are consistently gaining their trust, and I know
Right.
that sounds crazy, like
No,
I don't
no,
need
it
my
doesn't sound
son,
crazy at
my
all.
daughter to trust me.
No.
I'm do.
No.
But the world we live in,
It requires
it really requires that. So I mean, so when we do what we say that we're going to do, we honor some of our promises. We talk with them more, especially about why we can't do things or why we can't afford it, and this is why, and not yell, but really communicate it. Then we're the better parent than
Right.
how it was with us coming up. I mean, I'm not dissing my mom's way of bringing me up. I'm not dissing the way my dad brought me up, but it was for their time.
right.
This is 2019. It's communication age.
Right.
So if you don't communicate, you're messing up as
Right.
far as a parent concerned. And then you know how it is when kids rebel. You don't know anything because they done plotted and snuck this whole thing up. Why? Because mom, dad, you don't listen. You never listen. You don't try to understand who I am. You just say no, or you just, pound your fist, and that's called a authoritarian type of parent.
Well, see, I'm going to shout out my sister right now, because she has an awesome relationship with her daughter. She has
How
a
old?
17.
Ooh.
And there are, and I saw a conversation, a post on Facebook recently where the statement was made saying that parents are not they're supposed to parent their children. They don't need to be their children's friend. And I made a statement on that post saying as children get older, now when they're younger, you have to establish
Right
this
on
is
it.
how it's going to be,
That's right.
while you allow their personality to develop. But on the flip side of that coin, as they get older, you have to allow them the opportunity to know that I am your friend. I am available for you to come to. But don't get it twisted. I'm still the parent, and I'll still put my foot in your chest if I have to.
And what that's called is being an active parent. You got Okay, you got the authoritarian parent, which is the drill sergeant type of parent. That parent is like that all the time. What I say, don't ask me no questions. That's the way it goes. Do you know what you end up raising up if you're like that all the time? You end up raising a scarecrow. And what was the scarecrow missing? A brain. The kid is not going to be able to think on their own. They're going to, as a matter of
That's a
fact,
great
they're going to be able to go
analogy.
to, they're going to just be like, I need somebody to think for me. So they're going to pick the bad person at school to lead them. In the streets, they're going to pick the bad person to lead them. And we're going to, if you're like that, you'll actually get frustrated with that kid and you'll be like, because you're so used to remote controlling that kid, that you'll leave the room and come back and the kid will be just standing there and you'll be like, why are you just standing there? And they'll say something like this, you didn't tell me nothing
What
to
to
do. That kid's going to be in your house till they're 35. So good
Oh,
luck if
sorry.
that's the way you want to raise that kid. And then a lot of times then it's that permissive parent, which is way the other way. Mama was so rough on me or daddy was so rough on me. I'm just going to be like cool buddies with my child. And I understand what you were saying, but this is an extreme.
I understand.
This is like
There's no discipline.
say it's a dad who's been out of the kid's life. And so he wants to be a cool parent when he comes back into the child's life. And this is what he says. You know, you bring him over because it's his turn to his weekend. And you're like, this girl done did this and did that and did that.
And this, she's on punishment for this, this,
she hit
and
her
this.
brother. She cussed the school teacher out. You know, so we need to be a united front. He waits till you leave, and this is what he says to the baby girl. Let's go to Chuck E. Cheese. You know, or he lets the son come over, the teenage son come over. He can roll up, smoke, drink,
Let the
bring
girl
his
come
girlfriend
over.
over
Yeah,
because this parent is so guilt ridden. He doesn't want to put the foot down. He just wants to just let it go.
And then there's no reinforcement.
nothing, you know. So we can't be so cool with our kids that they walk over us. You know,
Right.
we can be.
I feel pretty good.
That's what I said. I was giving you a public shout out because you are, I mean, you've done a phenomenal. I tell you this behind closed doors all the time, but you know, she does a
That's
phenomenal,
great.
phenomenal job. Her daughter is an honor student. I mean, when I say honor, I'm not talking about just barely skeeting in. I'm talking upper ranks of her class. But she's also very well rounded athletically, academically, very I mean just socially, you know, she loves doing social things. You know what? She would probably love connecting with them based on what about, you know, because they went over to the men's shelter and they volunteered.
Oh, great.
She enjoys
So-
doing a lot of community
Yeah.
service. She loves really like we do Muscle Sanders every year.
Yeah.
And she pushed that. She started that. She was 7 years old, and when she found out about it, she was like, "Mommy, we need to do that."
That is
So
a lost
to
art with our kids. This
this-
generation is not very volunteering.
Yeah, so you know, Thanksgiving, as soon as Thanksgiving starts rolling around, I start being like, I'm trying to duck and dodge, and she's just like, okay, we got to be up at 2, we got to be there at 3:30.
You have
we got
started
to
a
do our job.
tradition.
I didn't do it. She did
she
it.
started a family tradition that will, you know, go on from generations
Yeah,
to generations
right.
because you reinforce that. When you say the word well-rounded,
Yes.
meaning culture,
Right.
Yes.
you know, sports, education, you know, church life, all of that. I mean, these are the things that we wish we were able to do. A lot of us weren't able to because our parents couldn't afford it.
Right.
Couldn't afford to kind of culture us up in a lot of things, or you know, didn't have the time. Excuse me, because of the fact that they worked all the time.
Right.
So when we have the opportunity to do this kind of stuff and really embrace our kids, then we got to do it. And that's why I will just once again give props to the PAL Club for IMPD, Sergeant Atkins doing a wonderful job down there, and then Dad Zink teamed up with the Black Men's Group. That's what we're trying to do, is culture our young men how to tie a bow tie. You know what I mean? Nobody taught me that. My dad did teach me how to tie a long tie, you know? But everybody ain't got a dad.
Right,
Everybody doesn't even have a positive dad image.
right.
So we, as community members, got to kick in. We, as brothers in the community, got to kick in. And we can't be like Grandma, come on over here, you don't know nothing. You know, Grandpa, he was rough around the edges, you know what I mean? So what we're trying to be is a little more intentional, a little more, personable about what we're doing. So that's really what Dad's Inc. is all about. So there's going to be kids that's coming to the cereal breakfast that don't have dads, that IMPD is bringing, that there's some kids from my church. But it's all about be in the atmosphere.
Okay, on that note, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a quick break
Oh,
and allow station identification and all that, gotta pay the bills. So what we're gonna do at this time on New Beat Radio, for those of you that may wanna call in and ask any questions you may have, the number is 317-606-2777. And you all can speak with Mr. Gray and ask any questions that you may have, not only, Carter.
she's looking in my hair. That's
Yeah,
what she said.
Mr. Carter. I'm sorry. Look, I don't know where that came from. Mr. Carter, please forgive me. Again, the number is 317-606-2777. So if you have any questions, you can call in and speak with Mr. Carter, who is the actual founder and CEO of Dad's Inc., but he is also a partner with the Black Men's Group. So when we come back, he'll be able to give you more information, and we will see you you'll hear us momentarily on newbeatradio.com.
Clear.
All right. Yeah. But we're still live on YouTube, but I had actually tagged you on Facebook.
I'm still learning how to do
So that way all you really have to do is just share it to your page.
And then it'll take them to the
Yeah.
YouTube page. And then it'll
I'm
take them
going
to
to
the
tell,
YouTube page.
I met this gentleman about 2 years ago.
I was about to say, you look very
I've been in
familiar.
radio now, and I didn't even realize it. With this being our 1 year anniversary, I've now been in radio for 3 years. I met you on The Journey with KMK.
Kim.
Kim Kent.
Yeah.
I met you, I was co-hosting on her show for a while, and I met you on that show.
All right.
It's a small world.
It really is. She's having some
Because you
kind of
said when I
birthday
mentioned
celebration.
you to
Yeah.
her, she was like, I know that name.
Yeah, I was like, I know that.
I know that name. But when we come back, I want you to kind of give us a little bit. I know you said that you're going to feed them cereal, but I want you to kind of delve in and hype them up on sugar. But delve a little bit deeper, if you would, on like exactly some of the things that you all will be covering. Because I'm seeing that you're talking about motivational speakers and things of that nature, and what do the men need to do to become a mentor and a part of
Well, definitely
the
ask
organization.
me that, and just mentors in the community. Period. You know, we want to let men know that they don't have to be squeaky clean as far as like a record's concerned. I mean, they just have to have a heart.
Well, see, those are the things that, because a lot of people are probably hesitant to come forth because it's like, well, I've been locked up before, and so, but those are the people that a lot of times can help those that, because if I've not been there, I can tell you what I read, I can tell you what I heard,
Right.
But if I've experienced it, I can tell you, look, bruh, this is not what you want.
It is not. I was a juvenile just last night, and I told those guys that you don't know what you're heading towards. If that's what you want, you'll get it, and it is not.
And it's not gonna be
good.
cute like
And
this.
it's
It's not gonna be a cakewalk like this.
No,
A lot of you will become somebody's girlfriend.
Uh-oh.
it's rough. It's rough.
Steve did not just laugh at me. But, but that's just the, I hate to say it, it's the honest to goodness truth. It's the honest to goodness truth though. But I'm really thankful that you were able to, make it on in.
Thank you, 'cause I
Yes.
had all my wires crossed. I apologize.
No. Look, it's called this thing called life.
As always. That's why our show is
That's
called
why
what it
That's
is.
what it's called. This thing.
That's why
Look,
it's
what
called the way it is.
right, because when I tell you life is a humdinger sometimes. It is a whole humdinger sometimes. Now, if anybody has questions, because I want to delve into a little bit about the Black Men's Group as well. I know we were talking about Dads Inc.,
Oh yeah.
but I want to kind of talk to you about, and while we're here, I'm going to go ahead and put you in the crew and go ahead and,
I just shared it to the group. Okay, so.
Go ahead.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, my sister and I tend to spend a lot of time in each other's heads. So she's talking about adding him to the crew, and I was just sharing the post in the crew. The crew being our men's group. But I am also, I'm putting it also in the Indie Small Business Group. I really, really, really would love to see some of the members of the crew, some of the members from Indie Cell Phone Businesses, and just members from our own page. I'm going to start tagging people. Y'all know me and tagging folks. I believe in calling y'all out and tagging y'all, because I believe that this is a worthwhile organization. I'm going to tag some organizations, well, some leaders of some organizations that I believe y'all need to partner up. Y'all need to get in touch with one another. John Grice, Chris Smith. There are so many names that are just actually escaping my brain right now. But I'm going to tag you because, again, we all need to come together. It's all about the community. It's all about the village. It's all about building. I am a firm believer in it takes a village, and so we need to start rebuilding our villages. So I'm getting ready to start tagging people. My sister's about to start tagging people. Y'all just know how we do things.
right.
We ready?
No.
No?
Hmm?
Yes? No?
Okay. Okay, we're back. So thank you for joining us again. This is Key and D, this thing called life. We are here today with Mr. Brian Carter, who is the founder and the man in charge of Dads Inc. And we're talking about the wonderful event that they have coming up this weekend. And he's going to provide us a little more information about the event that they have coming up. Give you some dates, some times, some contact information, because that's always a big thing. And then we're going to talk about the other organization, which was the Black Men's Group. Okay, so go ahead, take it away.
Well, all right. So this coming Saturday, we're having the East Side Indie National Cereal Day Community Breakfast.
That's a whole
Say
lot.
that 10 times real fast.
All Pro Dad National
Yeah.
Cereal Day Community Breakfast.
Oh my gosh. So
that was all I can say.
all you need to know is
Cereal!
dads, mentors are going to be there with kids that are school-age kids and really celebrating kids and their education. And we're going to have cereal.
Mm-hmm.
Do I need to bring the cereal box up again?
Bring it up now.
My wife bought these at $1.99. She caught them on sale, okay?
Oh,
But I want
where?
20
Where?
different cereals at Kroger.
At Kroger? Okay.
Yeah, I think it was a 2-day special.
I was about to say, because like I said, if the girls, we have a 17-year-old and a 3-year-old in our house, and they would probably hit you up for your box of cereal. I'm just letting you know now they would they would hit you up for your cereal. That's
I mean,
one of their favorites.
Just think of all the cereals that we liked when we was kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I did make the mistake one time and bought Life cereal because I thought like on the commercial, on the box, it had like little fruit. And I swore there was some fruit in that Life cereal. And my mom kept on saying, no, it's not. No, it's not. And I'm
That
like,
ain't what
Mom,
you
it
want."
is. She was like, if I buy the cereal, you gonna eat it. And
That ain't
literally,
eating what
there
you
was no
want.
sugar that could help that
Nope.
cereal.
Look, you see me. Nope.
That's why I just chuckle.
Remember Grape Nuts?
Yes.
Yes.
And the commercial was so good.
We're aging
But
ourselves.
it
Sorry.
was just like that commercial really sold us a bill of bad goods because those Grape Nuts were nasty.
But you know what? That was the cereal that I ate for years, and I could eat grape nuts. And let me tell you,
Did you heat them up?
no, let me tell you what my issue. Well, sometimes my issue with cereal, like I love cereal. I can, if you give me a box of cereal,
Yeah.
I'm going to take the box of cereal. I'm going to go and I'm going to sit down with the box of cereal
And a corning
I'm
bowl. A big corning bowl?
I'm going to eat the box of cereal. I'm
Yeah.
going to eat it out of the box of cereal. Don't put in milk because I don't like soggy foods. I'm a
munching.
tactile.
Okay.
I'm a tactile person.
Yeah.
And so stuff like soggy cereal
Uh-huh.
and just the whole
Yeah.
this is dry and crunchy and then this is wet and yucky and that doesn't work for me. So I will take your box of cereal and I will go sit in the corner or read a book and I will eat the cereal. But
And
you
there's
put it
cereals
in a
out there like now.
but see, and I could eat the grape
Yeah.
nuts because it didn't get mushy in the milk.
You would have to put honey and do it like
Okay,
a
look.
Chex Mix kind of thing for you
Look,
to even
my mama
touch grape
put. I don't like milk either, like
Mhm.
regular milk. We
Yeah.
didn't understand lactose intolerance when we were
Okay,
little,
okay.
but I didn't like milk.
Yeah.
So my mother, and she did. She would put brown sugar. She would put fruit that I actually liked. So she would put all of that stuff in there, and then I would eat the cereal. Of course, I was eating it fast, so
Yeah.
it didn't get a chance to get soggy.
Right.
But I didn't understand
Okay.
that it didn't matter how long that stuff sat in milk, it wasn't gonna get soggy.
Well,
But-
let me tell the audience what I'm thinking about. Do you remember Saturday morning and you got the cereal? Because mom and dad was trying to get the last minute sleep. You know what I'm saying? So this was your time. You got the Corning bowl.
Yep.
You didn't get no regular bowl. You got the Corning bowl because you could get more cereal in it. And you poured the cereal and you watched Schoolhouse Rock. You watched Fat Albert. You watched all the shows that you could watch.
Scary. When you got a
And-
little older, it was the Thundercats.
And your mom might have got mad because by the time she came down the stairs, the question was, why is that milk still out?
Yep.
Who ate all the cereal? And maybe your brother was with you and so y'all shared that, but I was the type, because I was older than my brother, I had my own cereal. Apple Jacks. I had
Gotcha.
my own honeycomb. I had my own, do you remember Super Sugar Crisp?
Yes.
Oh,
They tried to
my
all
goodness,
commercialize it
yes.
and make it all politically correct and call it honey crisp later on because the word sugar was bad. I don't care about that today.
Yeah.
At this event, it could be as sugary as possible.
Sugar
We
snacks.
just gonna eat cereal and have
have a
fun.
good time.
And our guest speaker, he's very motivational, but he's funny. His name is Donald Fosho Martin. Have you heard of him? A clean comedian, gospel comedian. He's gonna come and ham it up, and that's my guy.
See, I'm not from here, so it's like a lot
So
of,
you gotta hear Donald Fosho
Fosho.
Martin.
Fosho.
Fosho.
All right.
Fosho.
So very funny guy, and so he's going to just bring a comical aspect to the fact that about the whole cereal. You know what? Also, eating cereal or being at the table or family time really reiterates us coming together.
Yes.
Coming together, doing things together, discussion at the table. We miss that nowadays because guess what? Junior and Sissy got a TV in their room. There's a TV in the living room. There might even be a TV in the kitchen nowadays. Everybody goes to their own little part and eats food and don't eat together.
Right.
You know,
And
what,
we
do
gotta
that in
we
our
gotta
own house.
change that. You know, we gotta change that at least twice a week. I ain't even gonna say once a week. Let's change that and say
Why?
we're gonna sit together and we're gonna talk. And the best time to talk is when nobody's in trouble. We always want to call a family meeting after somebody done broke something, after somebody done got kicked out, after somebody just got a
Hold
whooping,
up. He said after somebody had to kick it out.
kicked out of school or whatever. Then we gonna pull the family meeting
Family
together
meeting.
in crisis. Why can't we just have fun family time around cereal or food, and really bring it together, because this is the glue that keeps the families together. Hmm? So
And that's actually, I was in the process of sending sis a message today because it was someone I want us to connect with. And that was kind of what I wanted to talk about with this person because they own their own business, as far as food goes, and talk about the importance of family dinner. Because we don't, it's almost like we've lost the concept of family.
Yeah.
We're all related,
yeah.
but we're not, we can be in the same home, but we're not family because we don't interact.
And that's why nobody knows. Grandma dies and nobody knows how to make the macaroni and cheese. Because of the fact that nobody took the time to all work on it together, write it down, because grandma didn't write nothing down.
Now, it was a dash of this,
Thank
it was
you.
a dash of that.
But will
She
that work
did
with
it
our
by
kids
sight.
now? Our kids need a text
A dash
with a
would be-
step by step on how to do the laundry,
Right.
how to clean the room of the house. So somebody's got to bring the old school in with the new school and work it out. It all happens in the kitchen, at the dinner table, at the breakfast table. That's what we're reinforcing here with this cereal event. So what we aim to do is we hope some people who are active in this community, this Martindale Brightwood community, this Eastside community, come so we can acknowledge them for the things that they're doing positive in the community. That's what we want to do in a segment of this event. So it's not going to be the catch-all to end all, but it's the start of something.
Right.
That's what it's about. So I'm super excited about this event.
As
So
you should be. I'm loving it. I am actually, I put it in the group, but I did not start tagging people, and so they love it when I do that.
Yeah, because there's several people that, because there are a couple of people that I thought about when you were talking about people who are active in the community. There are two or three guys that we've actually had on the show that are very active in the community that, I'm pretty sure she's tagging them now. But that would,
Nelly.
and there are unsung heroes.
right.
They're maybe not going to get the news press, and they're not part of these big coalitions and all
Right.
of that sort of thing.
But they're the ones that get that call
the
at
job done.
12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning when
Yeah.
something jump off.
Mhm.
And mama's at work, or because she's on her second job, or because dad is MIA, or vice versa,
Yeah.
because sometimes dad is the one that's there and he's the one rearing the children and mom's MIA. So and I'm pretty sure it's awesome for those single fathers to have that support
Absolutely,
system.
absolutely, because there are so many hidden single dads that are out there doing it.
My brother was one. My
So-
brother was one until he met the phenomenal woman that he's married to now. He was a single father,
And we want to congratulate him,
Yeah, he
because
was so
that
bad.
I know it's been going on for a long time. There's always been one person or a couple of people, but we want to put them in the forefront and just give them an applause for what they're doing.
It's hard to be a man, one,
Mhm.
but then it's also just, I sit back and I observe my husband and so many, and because Key and I both, we are major proponents of our black men.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times we'll just sit back and we'll just observe. And, you come out of the womb with a target on your back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's not even your back anymore. They'll shoot you just looking you dead in your face.
Yeah.
You could just be standing while black, and
Yeah.
then it's like, but you guys come out of the womb with a target.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't want, I would not want, I love you guys, but if I had to come back again, I would come back as a melanated sister all over again.
Goodness, yeah.
Because and it's not so much as that your life is quote unquote hard, but it's just the fact, the pressure of simply being stigmatized
Yes.
makes it hard.
Yeah.
Because you can be totally innocent. If Steve were, a light, bright fellow, he would still have difficulties,
Right.
but his difficulties probably wouldn't be as extensive as they are. If he weren't wearing locks, and he was wearing that corporate America,
Yeah,
look, case
yeah,
in point, like, okay,
yeah.
you got the nice fade going on. If he were, wearing the nice corporate America cut, then it's like, oh, okay. Now, even with you, you
Doors
could
being
walk.
slammed in faces.
Right.
Yeah.
You could walk down or walk into a store, have a pocket full of money.
Gonna get followed.
But that all day, every day, simply because you are a black man
That's
who's
right.
been stigmatized, unfortunately, from the womb.
So I mean that just, when you talk about your husband and we talk about men that you've known in the community that are doing it, I just got to take time to give shout outs to some men that I know that are doing some fantastic
Please do.
job. My pastor, Bruce Farr, he's Overcoming Church, and this is in the Martindale Brightwood area.
Okay.
So we know we got churches on every block, but I mean they're doing some real good things by doing faith walks on a regular basis, and really just having pantries and different things like that, and just even financial classes. They got a D-free class that's for the community, that's for everybody, so we can rise up together financially.
Right.
There are Greg Ellis. He's kind of like one of the founding papas of the Black Men Group.
Okay.
And so he works with child advocates, and so he personally has made sure that there's African American males representing these juvenile African American males in the court system.
That is phenomenal.
That's fantastic.
That is phenomenal.
So props out to him. Props out to some mentor groups. There's a guy by the name of Kareem Hines that's doing this group called New Boy. And he's doing an excellent job. He did this program called Gloves Up, Guns Down.
I've heard of that
Did
since
you hear
I've
about
been
that?
here.
Oh,
Since I've been
it's a
here.
great opportunity for young men to box it out instead of shoot it out and fight it out. They can fight it out through our positive venue. And the prizes that these guys was winning was real championship belts and trophies, and
Oh, wow.
I mean, so they really trained them up. Anthony Beverly, that's doing Stop the Violence. They've had so many things. D. Ross over on the east side, that's really doing some great things, and I think he's running for office now. He's a toes on the ground type of brother,
And that's what's new.
D. Ross, Darius Ross with the Ross Foundation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I call him D. Ross. So
Yeah. Look, you see me, I'm like, ooh, wait a minute.
She's from here,
Right,
so
so
she
I'm
knows a
sitting
lot of
there
these
going, wait,
Yeah,
what's going
yeah.
on? What, who did what?
So,
Okay.
I mean, there are just so many people, like I said, Donald Fischel Martin, I mean, just through his comedy, being positive and that sort of thing. The Fathers and Family Center, that's over on 28th in Illinois. Dr. Wallace McLaughlin and his whole full staff of people. I mean, I really cut my teeth in learning and training others on how to be parents and parenting and everything through his programs. For 10 years, I was contracting out and doing parenting classes for his program. And I mean, to be African American run and supported by Eskenazi and, you know, and Lily and that sort of thing, it's great. So Dads Inc., we're just doing the best we can. We're just coming up and we're under the Villages umbrella. So the Villages is a family and child service agency. So we do foster care, we do kinship care. I don't know if you know about kinship care, but that's when grandmama has to take, or a relative has to take care of a child because, you know, somebody's on drugs or somebody abandoned their kids, and we are helping our own, so to speak, but they're getting some kind of DCS help and services and understandings and support. So we support those people because they don't get a lot of monies coming in. But they need information and education. So Dads Inc. falls under that. We team up with Prevent Child Abuse Indiana. And so Prevent Child Abuse Indiana is exactly what it sounds like. We're going educating people on how to keep kids safe. So that takes me to prisons, that takes me to jails, that takes me to high schools, even talking to, I was in Sheridan, Indiana today, and I was talking with 3 classes of young people on how to be aware of the grooming process so they don't get caught up in the sex traffic game.
Yes.
So and it's getting to be where our young men, they know how risky it is to sell dope, but they're starting to be convinced to get into more the pimping game because it's not as dangerous. And guess what? You get a slap on the hand when you get caught for pimping, you know what I mean? And when you get a victim and you turn them out over and over and over and over again, look at the money that comes through.
Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah.
They're going to continue to come back to you.
And so we are really alerting both boys, teenage boys and teenage girls about how, you know, this isn't right, and how really society unfortunately has a rape culture mindset. And so therefore there's this imbalance between, you know, men get a pass when they're you know, very slutty, but ladies, if you're
Get
half
vilified,
slutty,
get vilified.
you're right, you're nothing. So that feeds the sex trafficking.
Well, you can look at things for what they are as it relates to how things have always, and I always go back to this, how things have always been in corporate America. You know, you quote unquote work your way up. You know, and so many, you know, I've seen so, and it's, I hate to say this, but I've seen so many of white girls actually go through that process. And then those, you know, those sisters who were willing to compromise themselves to get there,
Yeah.
you know, once they quote unquote arrive, and then, you know, they become old news, or their actual work doesn't make the grade, then they're just kind of kicked to the curb or
Absolutely.
kicked out of the company. So they're looking retarded.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they're used up. Okay, now what kind of reference are you going to be able to get
Yeah.
from your previous employer
Exactly.
when you worked your way up the ranks? I'm trying to say it in a nice way.
So
But,
you're right,
you
so
know-
on their back, so to speak. And so that's why dads, when women have dads in their life, their esteem is higher. When dads are in kids' life and then dads are reading to their kids, their education level is higher. So that's why dads gotta be there, or dad images. Okay? So when we say dads, when we talk about all pro dads, it's dads, granddads. It's a relative in the family that's really positive. It's a big brother. It's the neighbor man who, you know, grabs up all the kids and say, hey, come on, let's go to play basketball or whatever. So when we say dads, it encompasses all of that. it's the community.
Now, how would someone become involved with being a mentor with Dads Inc. or, or even becoming a part of the Black Men's Group?
Well, okay, as far as the Black Men's Group is concerned, just, they can come to one of our meetings.
And is it
get
limited
involved.
to strictly Black men, even though that's the
You know
name
what?
of it?
I would say that it's not, but our focus started because we all attended an Undoing Racism workshop. It was a 2-day workshop that Child Advocates does, but they specifically wanted it for African American men. So we got together. We were under Ron Chisholm, who came in town and did this dynamic workshop. He comes on a regular basis and does it for everyone.
Okay.
But we were able to focus on us. And we left there with the action step that we're going to do something. And then so that's how the Black Men Group formed. So of course we wouldn't turn anybody away. But I'm just saying that's how we formed, and we
Well-
want to build strong like that.
Well, the reason I was asking, and I'm very pro-Black. That's no secret for any and everybody that knows anything about me. I'm very pro-Black. I'm not, and I'm not gonna put a disclaimer saying I'm not, anti this or that.
Oh, no.
I'm pro-Black. Period.
yeah.
Point blank, unapologetically.
Right.
But the reason I was asking is because I know a lot of times when, other cultures become a part of what we are doing to uplift ourselves, things tend to go left because then it becomes a situation where we have to become quote unquote politically correct
Understandable.
with how we do a lot of things. And I was, and while I understand what you were saying in terms of no, we wouldn't turn anybody away, I'm happy to hear that it is focused on how Black men affect positive change within the Black community.
Right.
Because if we would just simply get back to the code,
Yeah.
so back in the day, protect the children and
Yeah.
the old people.
Yes.
And then, we've had several guests, Steve, and some of the other guests have made the statement on several occasions. When you see these young men that are supposed to be in school that aren't there, pull their coattails.
Say something.
Aren't you supposed to be
Right,
there?
right.
What you doing?
Don't let me see you back out
That's
here
right.
until school is out.
That's it. And so having that relationship is most important. So I will say Dads Inc. now. Dads Inc. I'm not the founder of Dads Inc., but I'm the one that's doing.
Oh,
Dads
well,
Inc.
I'm sorry,
system.
'cause I sure been
so
putting
there was a guy
founder-
named Chris Maples.
Okay, well, I need to
he
go
passed
and
away a
change
couple
that.
years ago, but he was the original founder of Dads Incorporated, and it was his own existence at one particular time. And his whole passion was dads need to learn how to do things. Dads don't know how to braid hair. Dads don't know how to do a lot of things related to their kids because they're so busy working.
Right.
So he kind of really pulled some things together and got it going, and then eventually they came under the Villages umbrella. I've been with the Villages going on 25 years. So when Chris stepped away, and then like I say later on, it, passed from.
He transitioned.
He transitioned on. He passed it on to me. And so I was just like, hey, I'm going to take this, I'm going to take his legacy, and then we're going to add some things, and we're going to make this as big
That's
as possible.
phenomenal. That's
Yeah.
phenomenal.
So that's what Dads Inc. is. And so red, yellow, black, white, green, come on.
If you're dad,
Yeah.
come on.
You're in dad image, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm so excited about Saturday again, 10 o'clock to 11:30 at the JTV Hill Center at
1806.
1806
North Columbia Avenue.
So Columbia Avenue is right off of Andrew J. Brown. So if you turn on 18th and Andrew J. Brown, you're going to see the center there. And man, come on in and get some cereal.
Get some cereal.
Yeah, some cereal.
Some cereals.
Milk bowl
No,
cereal.
no, cereals.
Cereals.
Cereals. We need
You
some
know,
cereals.
Some cereals.
I have some cereals.
That's it.
No.
I want some cereals. I have
So-
some cereals. You gonna have some Fruit Loops?
Yes.
I want some Fruit Loops.
You know, let's just name some stuff. Matter of fact,
You about to fight with the kids?
They got Pop-Tart cereal now.
Ugh.
They got. I didn't say I was gonna eat it. I'm just gonna
He
get
said
it.
I didn't say I was gonna eat
You know,
it.
I got teeth I gotta maintain, so I can't eat everything. But at the same time, them kids can. And we do prize giveaways, you know. So, you know, kids like getting prizes. As a matter of fact, IMPD is going to give away a bike.
Oh wow!
So that's cool,
So
you know
somebody's
what I
gonna
mean?
walk away with a bike.
Yeah,
That
so, you know, just fun
I'm my
stuff.
mama's baby.
You know?
So can I come too?
We will never turn away moms. Moms, a lot of times, you might be bringing your child there to meet with their father who doesn't have custody. Moms, stick around, you know what I mean? See what we're talking about. And enjoy us, you know? Enjoy the fact that men are in charge and doing things, and we will never take away the fact that America's built on moms. Okay? America's was built on moms. It's
That-
not a secret dad society.
Right.
It's a collaboration.
Well, without dad, there would be no life source for mom to carry.
Mm-hmm. See? Reciprocal. It's the whole everything.
Hey, I'm just saying, you know.
Hey, I thank God for my mama and my
There
daddy.
would be no blood supply if daddy wasn't around. You know, I'm just saying what I'm saying. That's all I'm
That's
saying.
right. That's
And
right.
truth, my twin just popped on. That is perfectly okay, darling. We appreciate you chiming in and coming on in. She was saying that she was sorry she was tardy to the party, but I told her I was like, you know, people have life going on. You know, people have work. People have you know, different things going on in their lives. So, you know, hey, I'm just thankful that she was able to actually tune in because a lot of our listeners are actually in other time zones.
Okay.
So, and then several people actually go back and they're kind enough to rewind. And so they catch us that way. So, but, you know, I am, like I said, will your son be doing another spoken word
I
piece?
hope so. I have invited him. I said, do you have a milk bowl cereal vibe?
See, you know what?
That you could do. And you know, young people, they don't text you back a lot of times. So I didn't get the confirmation, but I'm really hoping that A Scribe is going to come and give us a milk bowl cereal
Because
vibe.
when I tell you, I sat and even with the way that he was very uplifting to the gentlemen that were actually there with their sons and those that were there as mentors, because that was actually the weekend that we had our worst snowstorm.
It really was.
That was the
men
that
were
was the morning.
shoveling
That was the
out just so
morning.
we can
Yeah,
get in
that was
there.
the morning after.
Yeah. And I mean, the men were shoveling out. Another gentleman that is just phenomenal, and he's not on multimedia very much, but his name is Robert Marshall Sr. And I
Okay.
call him Deacon Marshall.
Okay.
And he's like my godfather. And he is coming out, and he's arranging that we're gonna have biscuits and turkey sausage gravy. That's for the grown folk.
He said turkey sausage gravy.
Turkey sausage gravy. So he's making sure
Can
that
we
we
just
have
like come
that.
to show our support
Yeah.
and to just do
Accidentally on purpose.
no to just do a broadcast
There you go.
for this thing called life, just a short one because
Look
you
at
know
that.
we have the little not our oldest, not our little one. Our oldest has
Community
stuff,
action.
yeah,
Yeah,
she got
community
stuff
stuff
going
going on.
so no it's that evening.
Well,
So
come
we
and
can
pop
go
your head in the door,
just-
please.
We get you a bowl of cereals
Absolutely.
that the kids is not trying to eat,
Mhm.
and we could just do a broadcast, a quick one. Say hi.
If I'm not taking people to work,
You can take them to work, and then after you go to work, then you come on back And we're
If you
going
come
with
in,
hey.
just do a quick selfie. We got like a little selfie gallery board that has
That'll
a little
be great.
cereal on it. Tasha Bradley is the one to put together. She's awesome. She's awesome.
You know
We
what?
call
I'm,
her the
I'm
cupcake
hearing.
lady.
I love the fact that you have such a vast network of people that are coming together
Mm-hmm.
to make this happen. And it's not just, a couple of people from a certain area, but it's like I can tell you're touching different parts of the city,
Yeah.
different organizations, and excuse me, and that is absolutely phenomenal.
It's all about connections. We did not get here by ourselves, and we're not even sustained by ourselves. It takes a village.
Yes.
And I mean, there are people that are doing some awesome work when it comes to reentry. Those are brothers that
That
need
was
to,
the
you
other
know,
area I
yeah.
wanted to. I mentioned to you that I wanted
So
to.
we're doing some things related to reentry. We support Damon Lane. He works for the mayor's office, and he goes into the Marion County Jail too, which is like some people call it CCA or Core Civic. And he has a positive man group every Wednesday. He don't get paid for this. He comes in there and he gives information. He offers to hook these guys up with jobs and housing and different things like
So
that.
it was
we
on your
support him.
page because didn't you share that information?
Yeah.
Something. I told I said I saw something about a reentry program. I said, but my Facebook, how it'll automatically update,
Right.
and I
And
was
you
like,
lose it, yeah.
I cannot, I don't know where it was or who I gotta scroll through and
Right,
find
because
it.
that is in part what I have done, and I've done it privately,
Oh, great.
is to help with reentry, to help with expungement, to help
Oh,
with
great.
getting folks,
And then
set
this
up,
bail
and
thing,
then
this bail program that's
Yes.
out now. I mean, this
What's
is
that?
I don't know a lot about it, but I know that a lot of times our brothers are still locked up because of the fact they can't make bail.
Oh, I saw that on the
Mhm,
news where
mhm.
there's an organization or whatever that's going through helping
Yes.
the people that are just sitting there
That's
because
right.
they cannot,
To-
for like minor, minor infractions
right.
that are just sitting there because they can't make their bail.
So that sort of thing. I mean, sometimes like the what is it? The child support people came into my office last week just to pass out some pamphlets to kind of unvilify the whole child support, situation. So I'm open to listening to whoever is out to help our brothers.
Yeah. Now, if you guys, let's see what upsets me about that. Now, as I digress, what upsets me about that is when you have now, if you're not trying, 2 tears in a bucket, whatever you get, you got.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have someone that may have, because life happens, and if someone just so happened to hit a rough patch in life,
Right.
but they are busting chops trying to make right what they, owe, then leave them alone.
Yeah.
Don't come knocking on their door because you want to fill up that slot because you're part of the private prison system. It's all
That's a whole nother story, isn't it?
man.
Yeah.
See.
Have you seen the I think it's on YouTube. It's called Bad Dad Rehab.
No, I'm not saying that.
Who's the brother? That's in it.
Bad Dad.
Bad
Rehab.
Dad Rehab.
Have you seen
I
that?
show it to the men that I work with a program, in the prison.
Bad
And
Dad
it just
Rehab.
has got dads that are in all kinds of situations,
Mm-hmm.
deadbeat all the way to situations where, they've got a jealous child's mother or whatever. It is really a good movie because it just really compels men to eat, no matter what your situation is, your kids are the top priority, and you have to go through whatever struggle, swim up whatever river you need to get to your kids, because your kids need you. So, that smooth brother, I can't think of his name. Bald head.
Malik Yoba.
Malik Yoba. Yeah. So, Check that movie out.
Okay, now give it to me again,
Bad
Bob.
Dad Rehab.
Okay, because I'm gonna have to make myself a note.
There's another movie that's really good that I show, and it's called Relative Stranger. Kind of remind you of a Hallmarky kind of movie or whatever.
Okay, see, I'm
But
going
Cicely
to write
Tyson
this
is
stuff
in
down.
it. Eric LaSalle is in it.
Bad Dad
It's a
Rehab.
good movie too.
Okay, what was that second one?
Relative Stranger.
Relative strength. See, I have to write myself notes because we have so much going on
These
in
are
our
these
heads.
are good positive movies that
Okay.
just help dads understand that there's some rough situations, but you have to hurdle through them for the sake of your kids, and that's just the bottom line. Men were built for being able to fight through adversity, so do it for the sake of your kids. Don't fight in the streets, struggle trying to to hit a lick.
What you said.
Struggle to be an influence in your children's life. But you don't know my baby mama, man. I don't know. You maybe you didn't know her that well before you decided to
Make her your baby
make
mama.
her your baby mama. Exactly. I tell a joke all the time. I just say, brothers act like they met this woman and she just now she crazy way down the line. She was crazy when you met her.
What is
You see what I'm saying?
what Cat Williams blueberry? What is it? Blueberry cream, banana cream pie.
Banana cream pie.
So I don't know what his joke is, but my joke is that look, the bottom line is that you thought it was funny when she be cussing out the person at McDonald's for getting her order wrong. You laugh. You thought it was funny when she cussed her sister out. You thought it was even funny when she cussed her mama out because you don't like her mama anyway.
Oh no.
But
'cause
now
I
you
know
got the
what
nerve to
they
look surprised when she what?
cut you
you
out.
out.
You out. Her middle
Nah, that
name was
cuss-
Cuss from the beginning.
That cuss mama out would have been like earth, ashes to ashes, and dust to dust.
Do you think these some of these people don't care? They gonna cuss mama out, and we got this film that we show. It's called I Never Meant. And
Okay, so you giving me a whole list of movies.
It was put together by a lot of the groups like Prevent Child Abuse and also the Ashante Children's Theater. And we know
Okay.
how powerful they are, right? So this was done in '08, and the whole thing is about how stress can lead to family violence. So it's this single mom who's got two teenage kids, a 16-year-old boy and a 13-year-old girl, and all the stress that they're all dealing with. One of the stressors is dad's not around, and we don't know where dad is at. So they're acting out. Mom is angry, she's acting out. And it gets ugly. And so what we do is we watch the film and then we break it down and talk about what needs to be done to salvage families like this. And some of the main things is that we need to have family time. We need to set rules in the house. We need to give kids outlets so they can express, or get help with their frustrations. Because otherwise, it's going to blow our houses up. And then later on, it's going to blow up the community. And it's going to blow up the whole city. So that's a free program that we do. It's generally about an hour long. So if anybody out there in radio land or listening land wants to have us come and have that forum around this film, we'd love to come. I don't think I've ever told anybody my phone number or anything.
Oh,
or
we gonna
where
get we gonna get all that in. Trust me, we gonna get all
Okay.
that in, and we're going to add it in the thread. But what you were just saying made me think about a play that is actually going to be here. Excuse me, that's actually going to be here in Indianapolis.
What's it
This
called?
week. It's actually called
What's done in the dark?
What's Done in the Dark. But I think that's it. by Mia Ogburn. I'm trying to find it. It's actually going to be at it's actually going to be at New Direction Church.
Okay.
And what I'm trying to find the actual, oh my goodness, and behind closed doors, that's the name of it. Behind closed doors. That is, it's going to be on the 17th, and it's actually dealing with the very thing that you are. It's a young lady. She's actually from Chicago, and she originally wrote the play, and they did it in Chicago, and she ended up having to do encores.
'Cause it's
And
that
then
good
they,
and it
yes,
hits
it
point.
gets it goes hard, and I'm going to give you the information. I'm actually going to, excuse me, going to share it to my page. And again, but the um, the actual storyline is dealing with life behind closed doors, where everything, when we're out in public, everything is beautiful, everything is peaches and cream.
Yeah.
But as soon as those doors close,
Yes.
life unravels.
I mean, the first word that I could think of is abuse and disconnect.
All of
And
that,
all
a
of
lot of the things that you were just kind of hitting on, but it was such a powerful and life changing play for the people that were in attendance. Not all of them had experienced these things, but it left those people who had
Yeah.
with a sense of relief, because I'm not by myself.
Right.
And there, because it's going forth, but at the same time, it's like, let's deal with this thing.
And I mean, that goes to the mental health piece
Right.
too.
Right.
We as Black people don't want to seek mental health. Mental health services usually have to catch us after we done did something. Then it's like, oh, now they want me to see this therapist. Do you know there's African American therapists that are out there that understand, what's how we are and what's going on? It's a guy named Nate McGuire, another phenomenal man in the African American Indianapolis community that understands the whole Black tradition thing, and and he breaks it down. But he advocates, just like I would advocate too, that we need some health services. We need some mental health services. If you work with people, you need a therapist.
Right.
That's just the bottom line.
Right.
And it does not make you crazy cuckoo nuts. It doesn't make you cuckoo for Cocoa
Not at
Puffs.
all. It doesn't
You know
make you
what I'm
cuckoo
saying?
for Cocoa Puffs. No, but you're exactly right. And see, and that's where the organization that you have really comes in, because I've noticed personally, like you were saying earlier, when there is a positive male in the picture, it may not make all problems go away,
Right.
but there is a different sense of security.
Yeah.
There's a different attitude. There's a, and it's the same way. It's the flip side of that when you got a toxic male figure
Yeah.
that's there.
With unaddressed issues.
Right.
Being
And
boyish.
And then the problem with that is when our men, because you all are stigmatized so much, so many refuse to get help.
Yeah.
So many are afraid to get help because they don't want to become vulnerable.
Right.
Even though you're dealing with a professional, it's like if you have heart problems, you go to a cardiologist.
Yeah.
if you have mental and emotional things going on, you need to go to a professional to help you process
That's
that.
exactly right. And if it's more of us leading that, then it helps break the stigma.
Right.
Because it's like,
Right. Because
I
we
know
women can
you
talk
ain't
about
crazy.
it all day.
Right, right.
But when other men talk about, hey, bruh, look, I've been there, done that, man.
Right.
I went over here and talked to this counselor. I cussed, fuss, kick, scream, hit the punching bag, and I was able to get that stuff up out of me.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And when it comes from, because men will hear a man's voice
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
before they would hear a woman's
That's
voice.
exactly right.
Y'all hear us,
Because of mama.
but you don't hear us.
Yeah, yeah.
But then if a man comes through and I could give him the same script, say it
Yeah,
word for word, baby, let me tell you, sis, let me tell you, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And I just sit there and I just look. But it's not that they didn't hear it, but it's received differently
Yeah.
from a man.
Absolutely. That's in the womb, and that's why men. It's important for them to speak to the unborn child. You know, there's something about the bass and the depth of our voice
It
that
really is.
causes attention.
Because my mama used to turn around and beat the brakes off of me. But all daddy had to say
Hey.
was, oh, right. Or your mama told me you did thus and so, thus and so, thus
You
and
was
so.
crying already.
Head on back to the office.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry,
crying.
Daddy. Mama already
That's
beat
it.
the skin
That's
off
it.
my back. Even though it wasn't really that
understand what you're
extreme,
saying.
but it was like, Mama done already beat me half to death, Daddy. And look, I'm not gonna do it more. Oh, I know you won't.
Right.
I know you won't.
Cool about it.
And that's so funny because I always thought it was just my mama being crazy. So, by the time my dad came home, it was kind of a whole mixed bag. It was just like, oh dear God, he's home, thank God. But then at the same time, it's like, oh dear God, he's home. It's like, I'm about to die.
So.
Oh, thank you, Annette. Thank you.
So we're just talking about operating in what we have been authorized to do, and in the school system, in the community, definitely in the home. And you don't have to have a college degree to be the man in your house, to be the man of influence,
Right.
All you got to do is just committed in your heart to seeing your children grow and seeing change, in your circle.
Yeah, cause see, I'm actually. Annette was mentioning that the young lady that is the playwright is that Annette is actually a radio host for a show called Mind, Body, and Soul.
Okay.
With Annette out of Chicago. And so she was just saying that that Mia is actually her cousin, that she was actually enjoying today's guest.
Thank you.
So, but it's like, the show, the stage play just really, really, I'm going to try to get get the word out to as many people as I can, because just the fact that I remember how people were after they saw it,
Just
that
total in awe.
that when it was initially done, and how it turned into a moment of, like I said, of healing for a lot of people who were dealing with so much. But then on the flip side, it was eye-opening for so many others.
And you said this is going to be a new beginning?
It's going to be a new beginnings on
Okay.
I just shared it to my page, and it's $20 for the tickets. And like I said, it's Behind Closed Doors Exposed. That is the full name of the play, but it's March 17th. And I shared it to my page, so feel free to just go to, and that way you can see whatever you need to see. But it's got the website to the church and all that stuff on the flyer. But when I tell you, just listening to you talk about the movie, that's what triggered.
That's what came. Well, when we do more and more positive things like that pull out issues, that we're not exploiting ourselves,
Right.
then that's the main thing, you know.
Right, right.
So I'm just excited about this relationship. I'm excited about getting together with the crew.
I'm excited to actually connect with you
Yeah.
because we actually right now we're in the process of putting together a women's summit called Stilettos, Gym Shoes, and Boots,
All right.
where it's going to address the full woman. It's not going to be just a typical women's conference where they sit there, they pay money, eat a dry piece of chicken, and then they sit there and go to sleep. It's going to be the exact opposite. But we're also, after we've done Stilettos, Gym Shoes, and Boots, we're doing Stacy, Sneakers, and Tim
Go ahead
for
now.
the fellas.
Yeah.
So it's going to be, so I'm going to definitely be reaching out to you and your network
Great.
of brothers
Great.
because, you know, this is, you know, and it's not exclusive to blacks, you know, it's you know, to whomever, it's to whomever wants to come, but when it's time to plan and schedule, I'm going to definitely need some positive brothers on the team to, because see, I'm a woman, and from a woman's perspective, I see a lot of things that are missing, but as a man, you can tell us this is what we need.
I got you. I got you. It's the team.
This
effect.
is what we need,
It's
and
the
this
team
is how
effect.
we need to. Men will receive it better from this approach.
Okay.
So we will definitely be partnering with you and a few other organizations, but you don't know how much I appreciate you taking the time to come
Well, I
and
thank you all.
because the fact that you and your network are, and I put on there the show topic, Men in Action, because we get a lot of lip service, but you all are walking what you're talking.
Well,
And as a black woman, I respect that and I appreciate that to the highest.
well, we marching on. We marching on. I, I, I know I got it in my blood because you know my dad was a freedom rider,
Okay.
and as a matter of fact, I'm making this like a trip to DC, trying to team up with and see the museum and everything.
Yes, sir.
Can I do a request? Anybody in DC can hook me up with some of them tickets to the Smithsonian African American Museum.
Well, you never.
I need
like I
10
say,
tickets.
As I say, you never know. We do know people in the area
Yes.
that tend, so we will reach out to.
So
the
I had to
people
throw
are
that out there because I've been struggling. You know, we going in April and it's like hard to get.
Hard to get the
But
tickets.
but the whole purpose is pulling my whole family together, my brother's family, my family, you know, all our kids together and experiencing that.
Yes.
You know, so I can't wait to go.
We will. She will reach out to a couple of individuals that are in that area that we know.
I need a hookup. So
We'll reach out to a couple people and see. You never know who knows whom
uh-huh.
and how they may be able to work things. But we will make the network work. And okay, so give us your contact information. And while you're talking,
All right.
I'm going to actually input it into the show's thread.
Wonderful.
Let me go.
While you doing that, can I give a shout out
You
to
can
my boo
shout
thing,
to
my
if-
boo thing.
Hey to his boo thing.
27 years
Whoop.
in it to win it.
All right
That's
now.
what I'm
Gloria
talking
Carter,
about.
love you, babe.
All right, Miss Gloria, congratulations on 27 years.
And my boys Isaiah, Malachi, and my daughter-in-law Deandra, and the whole crew of everybody who I call my godsons, goddaughters.
The family.
The family.
Just the
Family.
family.
Yeah.
Family.
So my
Well,
information is it's Brian Carter. My phone number is 317
Oh, crap.
340-6967.
Okay.
You can find Dad's Inc. on Facebook. You can find Dad's Inc. through the Villages page, which is www.villageskids.org. You can find the Black Men's Group on its own page. We have a Facebook page, and the Black Men's Group is also, we have a website, theblackmensgroup.com, and, or maybe blackmensgroup.com, and that's where we're found.
Okay, and what I'm going to do is, I need that phone number again, please.
Absolutely. So my personal phone number, which I don't mind, just
do
don't
you-
clown me.
I was about to say, do you have a business
I
line?
do have an
Okay,
office
I
number.
would rather.
Okay,
put-
let's do the office
Because
number.
this is,
All right.
Yeah.
It's area code 317
Yes, sir.
775
Yes, sir.
6500.
6500.
And once again, we're on 39th and Meridian here in Indianapolis, Indiana, 3833 North Meridian.
Okay, 3833.
uh,
I'm right. I'm putting this in as you're talking.
Wonderful. North Meridian Street,
North.
Indianapolis, Indiana. And we're once again under the umbrella of the Villages, and we teamed up with Prevent Child Abuse Indiana. We're all housed in that building.
Okay.
And Black Men's Group can be found at the Child Advocates Building, which is 8200 Haverstick. And you can call and talk to Greg Ellis, and they're with Child Advocates, and we'll get you on the email list and let you know when our next meetings are. We meet once a month, but we want to get you on the email list so you can find out when our next big activity is. But don't forget this Saturday for the cereal breakfast.
Oh yeah, I want some syrups.
Some syrup.
I want some syrups.
Some syrup.
And some
So,
turkey sausage and gravy.
turkey, sausage,
I'm-
and gravy,
I'm
biscuits.
I'm with that right there.
So y'all got to come on out, okay? Saturday, 10 o'clock to 11:30. And this is at the JTV Hill Center, teamed up with IMPD. And that's on 18th and Columbia Avenue. Be there, be there. If you can't come, drop off some cereal.
Yeah, some syrups. Yeah.
It's
You
gonna
never
be
have
great.
too much syrups
And
when you're
don't
talking
forget-
about
don't
children.
Forget our special guest, Donald Fosho Martin, comedian extraordinaire.
Okay, well, thank you
God
once
bless
again.
y'all.
Thank you once again. And
I'm gonna be tuned in. This is
Yeah.
really cool.
I so look forward to us working and networking more
Absolutely.
together. So, but in the meantime, sis, is there anything else that you want to say to everyone before we, as she gives you all the pretty?
I saw that look.
You saw that look?
I'm going to get some mushrooms. I don't know what they're here to talk about. So no, I just wanted to say thank you everyone for who took the time to join us this evening, and who was going to take the time and the opportunity to, one, spread the word about Dads Inc., two, to spread the word and to join us for the All Pro Dad National Cereal Day Community Breakfast. That's a whole long title. Let's come get some sorrels. So Saturday, March 9th, 10 a.m. to 11:30
There
a.m.
it is.
1806 North Columbia Avenue, Indianapolis, Indiana 46205. I have put the number for Dads Inc. is in the YouTube thread. The number for and Greg Ellis is the contact at Black Men's Group. I've also put that in the thread on the YouTube page. We have also posted it to this thing called Life.
Yes.
I have posted the flyer in the crew and also in Indie Cell Phone Businesses. So there are no excuses. You have the access to the information. I expect that you should all contribute, and we will hopefully see you there. So I just want to thank everyone again for tuning in, for joining us this evening. Our first episode back. We've been gone for a
Y'all been on
minute.
vacation?
No, I was sick last week, and week before we were doing the prep for our anniversary party. We just celebrated the 1 year anniversary.
Cool.
So thank you everyone. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Join us again next week as we continue our series, because in the month of March it is all about family and empowering one another, which is what we're always about. But we're really focusing on family and empowering one another this week, and just helping one another and building our own networks. So again, stay tuned. We will be always, always, always in touch and sharing information. We love you all, and join us again next week on this thing called
Life.
Good night, everyone.
See y'all. We appreciate y'all. And we will see y'all later.